Curtis Jack. That's what came to mind soon as I heard the track. Ball spitting lyrical, condescending to murder rap. Heard they shot his ass with a Nina. He deserved a Mac. About to turn the heat up. I got.
All right, we're back again with another one, so listen closely. Now hold up. Lately, T.I. has been doing a little backpedaling in some of his recent interviews, acting like he never really kicked this whole thing off in the first place. And girl, if you've been paying attention, you already know that claim has people raising eyebrows, because the receipts tell a very different story.
Wanting to do verses though, regardless of that.
I haven't expressed.
Oh, you haven't?
It's not me expressing it.
Bring your records, bring your hit records with you. You and Dr. Dre and Eminem and all y'all.
Listen to this. They are invincible. Talking in circles, like him constantly
You're sitting on a
bugging
bunch of
50
money
Cent
right
for
here.
a versus battle.
You showed up
had
at the shoot with
absolutely
3
nothing to do with the chaos that followed.
Scale
Even though
back.
people have already pulled out years of receipts proving otherwise.
That energy already
And hold
created
up,
relationships
because today
with
we got yet
so
another
many
moment
new
of T.I.
people
playing the
coming,
king
a
of
whole new little-
gaslighting instead of the so-called king of the South. On top of that, rapper Papoose just dropped another diss aimed straight at 50, and this time he even dragged Eminem into the conversation. And girl, at this point you can't lie, the whole situation is starting to feel a little repetitive. Still, 50 fired back just hours ago, and the response instantly ignited what might be the most ridiculous debate we've seen yet all over social media. So, starting back with T.I., he's still moving like he wasn't the one pressing 50 for that battle year after year.
Talking about the whole 50 battle.
Man, that's what we came to talk. I thought we was.
We're gonna get to the
I thought we
album.
were gonna have an intellectual discussion about the culture.
Oh, we're gonna. Oh, this is an intellectual.
It's part of it.
I'm so
It's part
tired of this shit, bro.
But help me understand it, right? Because I understood.
Ain't nothing to understand.
I
You
understood
can't
the depth
you can't
of it.
Understand nonsense if you're a logical thinking person.
But you explained that the moment, the real genesis for you is when y'all had like a private conversation about.
Man, that ship is sailed. It ain't really nothing else to talk about.
But I want you to help me understand that.
Because I don't think that does not begin anything that we're experiencing now. That has nothing to do.
What's the
with
real
what we're
genesis of what's happening now?
I think the real genesis is that somebody don't like to hear when I express the actual facts of what took place with why the shit didn't happen. You know what I mean? Like whenever they hear the truth, then they get emotional and start acting, like a bitch. I'm just saying, bro. Like that's the stuff the stuff that's being done. The response is that of an emotional human being that don't like what they hearing, even though it's true. That is, you know what I mean. So they're acting out instead of doing nothing, but just saying, "Hey, man, I'm cool. I don't want to do it."
So listen to this.
They are invincible.
Like you just heard. He's
When I
claiming that
watched them-
50 Cent has been responding purely off emotion. But hold up, because the very same T.I. was just out here a few days ago labeling the pushback from his own side as emotional too.
I'm a logical, reasonable man of respect, bro. I raise my children to be men of respect, logical, reasonable, and not to be emotional. And when I see King, how he moving, it's emotional, and I know, and me too, you know what I'm saying? Me too. You drag the matriarch of our household into some nonsense.
Just 10 nails.
And girls, speaking of emotional behavior, clips like these have started popping up everywhere just to pour even more fuel on the fire. Listen to this. Now people are circulating moments that make T.I. look like he can barely stand being back at home. And hold up, because the whole situation people are pointing to looks chaotic, messy, and honestly sounds just as wild as it appears.
Don't be the same. Well, get your mood together.
You gonna cry?
For real? Are you gonna get upset about this? Man, I know you ain't finna do that. I know you ain't finna do that.
Man, why he got the choke on, yo? My boy was emo.
You keep saying it's me. It's not, because you would feel the same way.
It is you. My point is, you
up your own.
Q was a crybaby.
You are cause this is big for you. Why are you yelling? Cause you sitting here crying. No, this is not the You won't be crying every goddamn show you get. Please tell him what's going on.
Bro. Come on, it's all right. My bad.
Now circling right back to that T.I. clip where he's still pushing this narrative like he never kicked things off by hounding 50 Cent for years. But hold up, people online have been lighting him up in the comments, refusing to just ignore it this time. Listen to this, because T.I. was clearly doing everything possible to force some kind of reaction out of 50, and honestly, it's kind of wild to watch. So at what point do we finally stop pretending the receipts don't exist? And girl, one user even dropped a snippet from that exact clip showing T.I. going on a full rant about wanting that versus battle.
50 Cent, get his hit records and come on and sit down and see what the South got to say, guys.
Shall I go on?
And listen to this. Some people online are now saying this might explain why T.I. seemed so desperate about that battle for years. Hold up, what exactly was going on around that time? It all lines up with the period when he first started heavily pushing for a versus matchup. Because if you look at the numbers, he had just released an album that moved about 23,000 units in its first week. And yeah, that was right around 2020, the same window when he began publicly calling out 50 Cent for that versus battle. Now listen, I've said before that I'm actually a fan of T.I.'s music, but girl, the way he's been moving since this whole thing started is what a lot of people can't get behind. Users online are starting to say they're tired of what they see as constant spin and revision. Their argument is that in a lot of these beefs, he throws the first punch, then later tries to act like he's the one being attacked. And now that he's calling 50 the instigator and labeling him emotional, it sparked even more reactions like this one. One guy straight up asked, how exactly is 50 the emotional one here? According to him, it's T.I. and even his kids who've been reacting the most, jumping online, embarrassing themselves, and dropping diss tracks left and right. But hold up, because the story doesn't end there, since King Harris is still out here crashing out publicly. At one point, he even threw out a line telling people looking for Miss Jackson to go check out Miss Jackson Candy Shop. And he's still ranting online, even though T.I. recently claimed in interviews that he told his kids to chill after seeing that controversial t-shirt situation.
That's enough. I said that's enough when I seen that damn t-shirt. I said, man, this is enough.
So listen to this. People online are now saying the whole situation didn't just turn emotional for the family. Hold up, because according to critics, T.I. also looks like he's lost control of what's happening inside his own household. And girl, on top of all that, the backpedaling, the contradictions, and what many are calling straight-up gaslighting just keep continuing.
In the rap thing for 5 weeks. 5 weeks it's been. Look at how much trouble has ensued in 5 damn weeks, bro. I was just minding my business, having a good time. I was yacht shopping, you know what I'm saying? Looking for homes in vacation areas. And, you know, all of a sudden, here I am back in the midst of warfare for for no apparent reason. But, you know, it's very unfortunate. I'll say this again. It's unfortunate that something that was meant to be so positive, to bring so much positivity and spread so much joy to others. And that's what it was, the origin of the concept is built on. And it has become so negative for no reason. That's unfortunate. And I hate to dampen my moment with such, you know, just such a kerfuffle.
And at this point, listen to this. Everyone involved is starting to sound like a broken record repeating the same lines. 50 Cent has told T.I. multiple times to just leave him alone. But hold up, because now that the documentary is on the horizon, T.I.'s tone seems very different. That loud, confident energy he had before, yeah, it's not hitting the same anymore. And since T.I. apparently forgot that the internet never forgets, there's plenty of video showing him repeatedly pressing 50 for a versus battle going all the way back to 2020. So now, listen to this. Another old clip of 50 is making the rounds online again.
And I have asked you this. Never.
Okay.
Let me
I don't pick the fight. I don't start the fight.
It almost seems okay.
Ah, that's
you jump in
interesting.
though.
Right.
Jump in
So
there.
and they said it was a problem. I said no problem. Right. And people see me not have an issue with it.
Right.
But I don't start the fight.
Who actually starts the fight? So anytime you're the victim.
I'm usually, look, this is why Nicki Minaj looks like such a bad person. Points. Because she's defending her position from the position of being the winner.
Ah, so
You know what I'm
you're
saying?
defending your position.
Right. Like,
Okay. Because a lot of times it look like you're the aggressor, but you're not.
I become the aggressor after
Got you.
And listen, this whole situation actually reminds me of when 50 Cent started taking fresh shots at Jay-Z again during the 2020s. That round of tension didn't just appear out of nowhere either. It reportedly kicked off after 50 heard that Jay-Z tried to block him from performing at the Super Bowl. Now hold up, because a lot of Jay-Z's supporters conveniently skip over that detail whenever they push the story that 50 is somehow obsessed with Jay-Z. But if you know the history, it was tied to some pretty deep issues going all the way back before 50 was even signed. And yeah, we're talking about the period before he linked up with Eminem and Dr. Dre. And speaking of Eminem, listen to this. Papoose is now out here dropping Eminem's name in a brand new diss track aimed directly at 50. And girl, the wild part is that the track even flips the beat from Many Men Wish Death while taking those shots.
Curtis Jack, that's what came to mind soon as I heard the track. Ball spitting lyrical, condescending to murder rap. Heard they shot his ass with a Nina. He deserved a Mac. About to turn the heat up, I got my hand on a thermostat. Ugly ass G-Unit sneakers. Had the shirt to match, cause after Get Rich or Die Trying, your every verse was whack. Mad cause Diddy hit your chick. You a jerk for that. Diddy clapped them cheeks so loud, the neighbors heard the slap. That's why you made that documentary, you was hurt from that. I heard she all 5 guys and they bring a burger back. Spoke to some conspiracy theorists, they said the earth is flat. They also said you work for Illuminati. Nervous rat. What would make this chump think that he could spit a verse with Pap? Somebody better pray for this. Where the church is at. If it wasn't for him, you'll be looking for a purse to snatch. Bought your girl a wig, then you told her to return it back. 50, you a petty son of a bitch. Bernie Mac killing this softly. Lauryn Hill, Roberta Flack.
And listen, all jokes aside, when is everybody taking shots at 50 Cent going to stop recycling the same lines? At this point, it feels like we're hearing the same diss track remix over and over with identical insults. You heard it from Fabulous, you heard similar energy from Jim Jones during that podcast moment, and now, hold up, here we go again with Papoose stepping into the same pattern. Because if the mission is really to take down 50 Cent, you'd think someone would try a different angle. Instead, everybody keeps repeating the same bars and the same talking points, as if somehow this time the result is magically going to change.
The definition of insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change. That is crazy. But the first time somebody told me that, I don't know, I thought they were bullshitting me, so boom, I shot him. The thing is, okay, he was right.
You're sitting on a bunch of money right here. You showed up at the shoot with 3
people, bringing up Eminem saving 50 Cent's career. Some fans are out here wondering if 50 would even agree. Hold up, how does that even count as a diss track? And listen, Papoose even dragged his girl into the mix, even though they haven't been together for over a decade. But you know how these rappers operate. They pull up the same old stories because they've got nothing fresh to say. And girl, on top of that, he also threw in that 50 is allegedly a Diddy apologist, basically opening himself up to get dragged, all thanks to Remy Ma. Bro, he's talking about 50 Shorty getting messed with, but apparently he lost his girl to someone named Easy. Loud crying emoji, seriously. Nah, Pap, sit this one out. And it's even worse if you don't know who Easy is, because allegedly Pap lost his girl to someone nobody's even heard of.
I look in the neighborhood, I
And
still
girl,
get nervous.
You wouldn't believe where the conversation went after 50 responded to Papoose with, "I'm sorry, no response to mentally challenged rappers who can't write a hit to save their lives." Eyes emoji.
We already created
Moving right along. Short balls, short shorty, long. And hold up, you wouldn't believe how some Jay-Z stands took this conversation, all to defend Papoose of all people, just because they hate 50. Listen to this. One wrote, "When was the last hit?" Now let's answer that properly. 50's last project, the Kanan tape, delivered a multi-platinum smash, I'm the Man. And even though he's been less active over the past decade, he still contributed to a few hits like The Woo with Pop Smoke and Remember the Name with Eminem. Many of these tracks aren't just certified in the US, they're international bangers. And girl, after answering that, the real question is, now let's break down Papoose. And hold up, the fact that a Jay-Z stan would even defend a rapper like Papoose just to throw shade at 50 Cent is hilarious. Even if Interscope Records hasn't updated certifications recently, 50 Cent is still more certified than Jay-Z in the US when it comes to hit songs. And let's be clear, girl, I'm not hating on Papoose, but these are just the facts.